Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. Currently we are reading the book, The Light of a Bhagvata, very nice book. Like everyone should read it again and again. It is a full of philosophy and that too like Prabhupada is teaching philosophy by giving the examples from the nature. Okay, so now we will start our session by offering the prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान् वितांच हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So like Srila Prabhupada used to only sleep for the 4 hours, okay? Or like even not that, okay? Srila Prabhupada used to wake up around 12 a.m. and he used to used to write the books like by reading the commentaries from the previous acharyas, okay? As he is struggling so hard, like at the age of 70, he's going in a Western countries, and like preaching and everything. Like he has done lot of things for us, and like what he is saying you simply why he is doing this for us, okay, so that like we can again go back to the Godhead, we can get out of this suffering. And like Prabhupada want us to follow the four regulative principles strictly, chant the minimum 16 rounds, okay, there is a word minimum, okay, so you have to chant the minimum 16 rounds. And most important, okay, like we should read the Srila Prabhupada books, okay, when we read the Srila Prabhupada books, our intelligence gets stronger, and like when we read more and more, our intelligence get like more and more stronger, and so that mind cannot overpower the intelligence. And when we are intelligent means we come to know this is the right thing, we are able to discriminate between the what is right and what is the wrong, okay. Something sometimes happen now, like we know this is the right, we know this is wrong, okay, like eating outside food is wrong, but then also like mind we fall prey for the mind urges, okay, mind say eat it, like nothing will happen, no one will watch you, and like etc etc. Like we know this is the wrong thing, then also we do it because our intelligence not so strong, and that's why our mind overpower the intelligence. So when we read the books again and again, when we hear the instructions again and again, then we can lead like a very nice like a spiritual life, okay, we will become serious. So as usual, like assignment, like anyone has done, like what points you learn from the yesterday session, take out points.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Mataji, yesterday's just was that our this material world is temporary. It's temporary creation, and all the
Yes.
material activities we are doing, it's all temporary. But if this all are produced in Krishna's service, then they take on permanent values and they are well treated. So material
Yes.
effects are decreased by that, and spiritual consciousness is increases.
Very good.
So
So
that was
anyone
the
remember this analogy, like milk and curd? Prabhupada is giving that.
Yes, Mataji.
Or
Yes,
some stomach problem, those who are having internally cutted the stomach, that layer will be finished. But those people cannot drink milk normally. Those people only they can eat what you called curd. Because that type of analogy. Yes. That also
Yes.
in the whatever the milk contents that it has.
Actually, Prabhuji, analogy is like this. When we drink a lot of milk, then what happened? Milk, composition of milk, like it contains lot of proteins, like a casein, and like it also contains some lactose sugar. And then, like when we take in large amount, then we are not able to digest. Then there will be bloating, and our stomach will pain lot. Okay. Then, like when we go to the Ayurvedic physician, like he used the same milk, but when this milk is treated, then it is get converted into the curd. Okay, when milk, like when we drink a lot of milk, we are getting disease, like we are like our stomach is aching. But like this physician, like he treat the milk and convert it into the curd. Okay, so this curd act like a medicine, and like when we take the milk in a form of a curd, like uh, as a medicine, our disease get cured, our pain will be cured. So similarly, like here we are like here like as you are reading in a like a Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, like no one can stay without doing any karma. We need to, like like eat the food, we need to work, so we cannot live without doing a karma. So, and like we somehow, like when we are eating, it is a kind of sense gratification, so we have to do some kind of a sense gratification. It means like we have to take the milk, and like when we drink over, when we do the over like when we over drink milk, or when we do like more and more sense gratification, then we are in then we come in a disease condition. Okay, so whatever like karmas we are like doing, we get the reaction for that, and like we are suffering for that. It is a kind of a disease condition. But like here is the part that, like, okay, that karma can be get converted into the medicine. How we can convert that karma into medicine? As that milk, when we treat it, then it get converted into curd, and curd act like a medicine. So simple. Like when we engage all the karmas, like okay, like all the karmas in Krishna consciousness, when we connect the like all the karmas with the Krishna, then like then it act like a medicine, and that karma help us to get liberate from this material world. Okay, so similar, like when the same milk, when it is a treated, it get converted into the curd, and that curd help us to treat our disease, our stomach pain. So similarly, whatever activities we are doing, when we do it for Krishna, like then it acts like a medicine, and like it like from that we get liberated from this material world. And even like as the Mataji said, na, like yes, all those activities happening in this material world, all the things, even this like even this water bottle, flowers, everything is temporary, and it will be get destroyed with the time. But like even though these things are temporary, but when we engage them in Krishna's service, then like it we will get the like permanent effects. Even like Krishna says, even if you offer just a little water to me, like a little like flowers and leaf to me, tulsi leaves to me, then I will become very happy. And the Krishna noted down in his diary, okay, this devotee like perform this, and this devotee do some like Vaishnav seva. He write everything. Okay, so even like we also seen, like there are some people who says that like this world is a mithya. No, like only Brahman is a Satya, and like all is Mithya. No, even if this creation is created by Krishna, although it is a temporary, but this is the real. Okay, it is a perverted reflection. So this, yes, like this human life is a best, like is a bad bargain, but we can still use everything around us in Krishna's service. Ishavasam idam sarvam means everything is like belong to Krishna. No? So like it's belong to Krishna. Let utilize everything in Krishna's service. Okay, please remember this like a milk and curd analogy. Okay, so we have to do work, but we can engage that work in Krishna's service. Okay, and then again we can see like again we have seen that like yes, the conditioned souls and unconditioned souls. So currently we are currently we are conditional souls. Okay, so like because we are under the three modes of nature. So like, but when we like start practicing devotional service, then from like a conditional souls we can get converted into the conditioned soul, sorry, unconditional soul. And when we become unconditional, when we transcend these three modes of nature by practicing devotional service, then only we can go back to the Godhead, our real home. Okay, or there you can read this line. Na? Those who become unconditioned by devotional service enter into the eternal kingdom of a Lord, and those who lose the chance, like, okay, we get this human life, we get the association of a devotees, we get the Srila Prabhupada books, we get the Bhagavad Gita, we get the Bhagavatam class, Bhagavad Gita class, we get everything. Okay, but when we don't utilize them, when we don't utilize our human life properly, then what happens? We will lose the chance and rot in the dormant material conditions. We do like, is anyone is there who want to rot in this material world? He knows like how much we have suffered, na? Like I passed like 20 years, like, and it is suffering. Okay, just a little happiness and all is suffering. So you are like a 30, 40, like 50 plus, so you know, like there is no happiness. Then also like we are seeking, and this is the illusion. So we don't want to rot. Everyone wants, like, everyone should, like, who is attending and who is hearing the class, they should make their goal clear. Within this life only I have to go back to the Godhead, and for that I have to practice my Krishna consciousness very seriously. Okay, and this is not for the 3 to 4 hours. Krishna consciousness is for entire day. Whatever activities or whatever office work or household stuff I'm doing it for Krishna's pleasure. Okay, when we like do our work with this attitude, then it become like a Krishna consciousness. And like, yesterday I was hearing one Bhagavatam class where Mataji said, like, like one Prabhuji asked, like, Mataji, like, when we come for the classes, we remember whatever we are doing, we have to do it for Krishna, but when we go on the office, then we forget. Then what should we do? Then Mataji said, like, like on the desk where you are working, you have to keep the photo of a Radha Rani or like Radha Krishna or your Guru Maharaj. Okay, then like you will remember when you see them, like, you will remember I'm working for their pleasure, not for my pleasure, not for like my boss pleasure, or not for my spouse pleasure or family members pleasure. I am working for Krishna's pleasure. Samsiddhi Hari Toshanam. And even in a house, like we have to make our house in such a way that, like, like multiple places we can put the like a beautiful like a Leela photographs of like Krishna, like a Bal Leela photographs, or like a Radha Krishna, like a different photographs, or like, we can print out some shlokas with their translation and we can stick there. So like when we are looking here and there, we will see like a Krishna and Radha Rani, and then like when we see them, like then we will remember why we are working. Okay, even I will show you. I'm also doing the same. Okay, I also have Krishna Balram, Radha Rani, and my Guru Maharaj photograph. So we have to do it na, like this is called a practical application. We have to practically apply the things, and this, like, the realization, what are this realization? Okay, we get to like we get some knowledge. Now we have to apply it in our life, and when we apply it, it become realization. For example, in a Bhagavad Gita second chapter, what Krishna says, like, this these problems in our life, like they are like this dukkha, this distress and happiness, they are like just like a, just like a summer and winter, like a season, they will keep coming and going. So you don't need to get like worried. So whenever you are in a, like a in a problem, then you have to remember, okay, this condition will be go, I don't want to get like, too much affected by this. Let me focus on my chanting anyways, like it is going to like give me distress, then like I shouldn't react too much for that. Okay, happening is whatever happening is due to my own karma. Krishna knows everything is in Krishna's control. Like we can simply pray, Krishna, like you take care of my problems and let me focus on your, like, let me focus on your like, in your service. Okay, this thing we can do. Yes, Sureshwari Mataji, you can read verse 30.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. In in autumn, all the reservoirs of water become enriched with growing lotuses. The muddy water again becomes normally clear and decorated as fallen, conditioned souls once more become spiritually enriched in devotional service. We should not be disappointed in a we should not be disappointed in a muddy life of material existence, for as soon as we voluntarily take to the devotional service of the Lord, our whole life becomes clear, like water in autumn. Devoid of our relationship with God, our life is barren, but as soon as the muddy mind is cleared by spiritual association or cultivation of the human spirit, the threefold miseries of material life are at once cleared off. Thus, the lotus of knowledge gradually fructifies, and this gradual process of devotion development ushers in transcendental bliss. The whole spiritual process is technically called yoga or linking with the Supreme. It is something like a long staircase, and the upward steps are variously designated as regulated work, transcendental knowledge, mystic paths, and ultimately Bhakti Yoga. Devotional service. Bhakti Yoga is pure and unalloyed, being entirely beyond all the preliminary steps. Such unalloyed devotional service in favor of the Supreme Lord was displayed at Vrindavana when the Lord descended there, and thus the yoga exhibited by the gopis of Vrindavana is the highest unalloyed love of Godhead, the perfection of Bhakti Yoga. To rise to the stage of love shown by the gopis is very difficult, but the stage is attainable for serious conditioned souls. Unfortunately, cheap neophytes make a show of the transcendental ecstasies of the gopis, bringing them on to the mundane plane for perverted manifestations and thus clearing the way to hell by such unwanted caricatures. Serious students of yoga, however, practice it seriously and thus they attain the highest perfection in Bhakti Yoga as stated in the Bhagavad Gita. योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां स मे युक्ततमो मतः. And of all the yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga, and he is the highest of all. Bhagavad Gita 6.47. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji, Hari Bol. So yes, now we can see like there was a rainy season, and like there were clouds in a clouds in the sky. Now clouds are clear, and that muddy water is now starting getting clear. It is compared to in autumn season, all the reservoirs of water become enriched with the growing lotuses. Okay, now there are lotuses in that in the that ponds and waters. Okay, the muddy water again becomes normally clear and decorated as and decorated. So like in rainy season, the water is so muddy. Now it like at the end of this autumn, they start getting cleared, and so it is compared to, this is a kind of analogy, na? The fallen conditional souls once more become spiritually enriched in a devotional service. So currently when we don't have the devotional service, our life is like a muddy, like all the mess, okay, and we don't have any clarity. But like when we take on the spirituality now, like it has been getting clear, and also like with the with the knowledge and intelligence, like also the lotuses are grown there. Okay, so how beautiful it is. Like now we are getting the pond is getting clear and clear. So like what Prabhupada is saying here, we should not be disappointed by the muddy life of the material existence. Okay, so yes, like currently we can say we are having too much material desires, like too much these things, like I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to do that. So like life is so muddy, life is so miserable, of full of sufferings. But now in this situation, what we have to do, we are so unfortunate, we are not able to read the Bhagavad Gita, we are not able to chant, we are not able to associate with the devotees. Like even if we sit, mind is running here and there. Even if we open the Bhagavad Gita, we are not able to understand, or even we are not able to get that conclusion. Then what should we do? Like what Prabhupada saying, like you have to voluntarily take the devotional service, even the situations are not good, even your mental, physical, any condition is not good, environment is not good, but we have to voluntarily take the devotional service seriously. Then like whatever mud, like whatever the soil, dirty water is present in our life, it start becoming clear. So when we chant the holy name, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, when we chant, start chanting the holy name, then dust present on the mirror of our heart start getting clean. So similarly, when Krishna enters in our life, then this muddy water start getting clear. Okay, so and what Prabhupada is saying, devoid of our relationship with the Lord, our life is a barren. Okay, so we are so fortunate, at least Krishna has come in our life. Otherwise, life is a barren. Okay, even if you have the millions of dollars in our account, but you don't have the Krishna, then what is use of that? Even like there is one shloka na, like even if you are a great scholar, even if you have the like a lot of like a fame, you have everything, if you have the lot of beauty, but what is the use of that when you don't have the devotional service? Okay, so like but like so yes, as soon as the muddy mind is clear by the spiritual association or the cultivation of the human spirit. What is this human spirit? Human spirit means, okay, I got this human body, now I have to utilize this properly, I have to practice the Krishna consciousness so seriously, and at the end of this life, at the end of living this body, I should go back to the Godhead. This is the human spirit. Okay, and what are the distraction? If I do this sense gratification, I will be become happy. No, this is the illusion. Okay, so yes, like by cultivating the human spirit, we can become free from the threefold miseries: adi bhautik, adi devik, adi atmic. Okay, from other jivas, and like from our own mind, and from the like this from this like material nature, like what we say, the tsunamis, the earthquakes, etc., etc. So, like Prabhupada is saying here, thus the lotus of a knowledge gradually fructifies, and this is a gradual process and development uses in the transcendental bliss. So, like when we like this is the gradual process. It doesn't mean that today I chanted 16 rounds. So, like by evening or by tomorrow, I will become a great devotee. No, this is a gradual process, and like with the sincerity, this these two words, sincerity and consistency. When we like maintain our sincerity every day, and like consistency, like with the full focus, full attention every day, I have to do the same things. Then like this is a gradual process now. Then every day you are going closer to Krishna. Okay, and like more we go closer to Krishna, we will become more and more happy. Okay, we will get this transcendental bliss. And like in bhakti, like we need to like give up everything. No, we don't need to give up everything. We simply have to engage everything in Krishna's service. We simply have to change our intention. For example, in starting, Arjuna was so like so depressed and like so anxious. He don't know what he have to do. He was very confused, and like he don't want to kill his like his family members. So he was confused because there was no Krishna in his life. Okay, so like condition were same, but at the end of a Bhagavad Gita, what we can see, Krishna like Arjuna was happy, and like he get the clarity what he have to do. Why? Because he hear from the Krishna, and now he is applying. Okay, when we hear from Krishna in the form of a Bhagavad Gita from the Srila Prabhupada books, then like okay, we are hearing, but when we start applying, then we like we get the more clarity, and like we become more happy. So like yes, currently the situation is same. Arjuna want to fight in starting also, and at the end of her at the end of a Bhagavad Gita, he also want to fight. But what has changed the intention? In starting, he was thinking, I'm doing it for myself. He was doing for the sense gratification. If I kill them, like how can I become happy? How can I become happy? He's not thinking about the Krishna. But at the end of a Bhagavad Gita, what Arjuna said, okay, you want me to do this, I will do that. Like if you become happy when I fight, then I will do it for you. Karishya vachanam tama, whatever you say, I will follow that. Okay, so this is a gradual process, and like we have to simply change our intentions. Like in starting we are doing for ourselves, but now we have to do it for Krishna's pleasure. Okay, and we simply have to link Krishna in our activities and in our daily daily life. So like and to reach the supreme personality of a Godhead, to reach the absolute truth, there are different stairs, and like this is a gradual process, means you have to go step by step. Okay, so first is we can see like a regulated work, then a transcendental knowledge, then majestic powers, then ultimately bhakti yoga. And how fortunate we are, like we don't have to practice for the lot of time. Like we don't need to practice for the thousands of like years or lakhs of years to practice some kind of meditation. Prabhupada has give us a lift simply by we simply have to follow the instruction of Prabhupada. Then like we can directly go directly come on the platform of a Hare Krishna Vinod Prabhu, take care of your mic. So we can directly go on the platform of a bhakti yoga. You don't need to, climb the steps. So bhakti yoga is a pure and alloyed and unalloyed. So it is pure. It is not mixed with like a jnana and karma. If I if I here like if I do this activity, then I will get this good effects. Like I will get the I can get the house in the Vaikuntha, or like and like if I read the books, I will get some knowledge, and where I then I can post like people that I'm very great person. No, like it is like it should be free from the jnana karma, and it should be pure, and it should be unalloyed. Like in favorable situation I will serve Krishna, in unfavorable situation I will serve Krishna. Like whatever happens in your life, Krishna should be constant. Okay. And like yes, we are performing a bhakti, but it should not be like it should not be whimsically. Like it should be favorable for Krishna. Whatever Krishna is saying, we should do like we should serve the Krishna in that way, in favorable way. For example, Krishna is saying patram pushpam phalam toyam, so you cannot offer the onion garlic and like non-vegetarian stuff to Krishna, or like liquor to Krishna. Okay. And like who like executed this highest devotional service, we can see the gopis of a Vrindavana. And like can we attain this stage of a gopis? Yes. Prabhupada is saying, Prabhupada never says like you cannot attain. Yes, you can attain, but how we can attain? Like this stage is attainable for the serious condition soul. So when we become serious in our spiritual activities, then we can also like attain the platform of a pure devotees. Okay. And like is some there are some neophytes, they make the cheap like cheap show, or they make the show of this transcendental ecstasies of the gopis and Krishna, and on the like a mundane platform. And this is never recommended by our Guru Parampara. But what the serious students do, like a serious students of a bhakti yoga, they practice seriously. Are we serious? Like when we are chanting the holy name, are we able to concentrate our mind? Even the mind is going here and there, are we able to pull that mind? Like our Namnishtadas Prabhu said, like when we are chanting and mind is wandering here and there, and like you are not putting the efforts, you are not struggling to take that mind like on and again focus on the holy name, then you are acting like a sahajiyas. Real sadhaka means you are struggling to pull your mind back on the holy name. Okay, it means you are the serious, you are struggling in a chanting. Okay. So, and like when we practice seriously under the like guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, then only we can go back to the Godhead, and like it will be the highest perfection of this human life. Okay. So yes, even the like there is a reference is given from the 6.47. Like if you like if you worship Krishna, like if we engage 24/7 in a transcendental loving service of Krishna, and then at the end of life we can go back to the Krishna. Okay. So today we can end here. From tomorrow we will start with the 31. Okay. So Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhe Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namo Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Happy Krishna Conscious Day everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji,
So
thank you so
like
much.
we have
Hare
to
Krishna
go
Mataji.
on the platform of a
Hare
knowledge to
Krishna.
realization. Okay. So for that we have to practice. So from every day we have to take one point, and we have to like apply in our life. So from today I can take one point, that I need to become serious in my spiritual activities, or I need to become serious in my sadhana. So whatever you like, write down that point in your diary. I also have diary. Okay. I also maintain it. So like write that point and try to apply it. Okay. So Hare Krishna, Happy Krishna
Hare Krishna
Conscious Day.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji.
Pranam
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna,
Sadhu Pranam.
Mataji.
Thank you
Hare Bol.
Mataji. Hare
Sadhu
Krishna.
Pranam. Hare Krishna. All glorious to assembled devotees. Hare Bol.